Matt, it is so loud in your background. So Sportz Nutz.
Deal with it.
Deal with it. Let's get it.
The Sportz Nutz are back.
You are now listening to the Sportz Nutz.
What is going on, my beautiful people? Welcome to your favorite sports talk show ever. It is the Sportz Nutz. We are so honored that you chose us to be your sports talk show. Hey, real quick, let's give a special shout out to everybody tuning in on 95.5 KFCE, TigerNation.live, and the other 9 radio stations. We air on nationwide, as well as the now 55 countries we also air in. It really does mean the world to us, more than you'll ever know, but we really appreciate you. Also, if you live on Hawaii, more specifically the island of Oahu, you have a family outing you need to have someone cater to, send me a message, Brandon Keeler on radio at gmail.com. I will get you in touch with my good friend Bobby at Kalama's Cuisine. That's Kalama's Cuisine. Oh, man, guys, we have a absolute jam-packed episode. Tonight, we are talking to the public address announcer of your Memphis Redbirds. They are the AAA affiliate of the St. Louis Cardinals. His name is Tony Fili. And then afterwards, Shane, myself, and Matt, we have a lot to talk about. Speaking of Shane, I hope you had an amazing 4th of July. How was the food? Obviously, the weather, the family, and hopefully you got some AC going in that house, right?
Oh yeah, well, the AC's going now. Got it fixed up yesterday afternoon, but luckily up here in the mountains it doesn't get too warm. So I think it got up to 81 in the house for all weekend, not having AC. So other than that, man, it was a great weekend. You know, celebrating America's 250th birthday there on the 4th of July. I didn't do much of anything. A bunch of sandwiches, a bunch of time with family. You know, got to watch a lot of great sports going on. You know, racing, golf match, all that kind of jazz. So you know, pretty well-rounded weekend. Didn't do anything too wild, and cops weren't called, so we're clear on that one.
He goes, whoops behind you. Yes. Oh man, absolutely. Hey, our guy Ben is not going to be with us for a little bit. He's actually got some work to do. He's taking care of. He's not leaving the show. He is coming back in August. So we definitely wish Ben the best, and we can't wait to have him back. Ben, we're always thinking about you, buddy. And then Matt, though, dude, happy to see you as always. I hope you had some. I don't even know why I got to say this, because I know you did. Hopefully, you had some amazing food over the holiday weekend. And did you get some time to at least relax? I know you have a house full of girls, so join the club on that one. But how was your 4th of July weekend, sir?
Oh man, I mean, it's simple, man. Everybody still has all 10 fingers and 10 toes, so we're good. We're good over here, man. Yeah, everybody ate good. Had good time.
No backup, Terry.
Nah, none of that, man.
Put it in reverse, Terry. Put it in reverse.
Yeah, none of that, man. No JPP events.
Oh boy,
we're good. We're not like this, man. We got all 10 fingers, man. So yeah, everything's good, man. Our holidays are good. Everything's good.
Nice. Hey, I got a really cool story to share, and then we'll bring our guest on. So we took the kids yesterday to the Alpharetta pool, which is over here, and Matt, you know where it is, the Wills Park pool. So we went over here, and as we were leaving, these kids come out. It's like, hey, and I'm like, yeah, and he goes, I've watched you guys since day one. I'm like, really? Thank you. And he's like, but I'm so young, mom won't let me subscribe, but I watched you guys all the time. And then this is where I know they're paying attention. He goes, the guy Shane, I really think he is awesome, but your guy Matt, you and him have a lot of fun. This is coming from a random person that said this out of the blue. So it was really cool that we had somebody mention this. It was pretty neat, So it's good to know we're reaching the right people. So, but guys, we have a very special guest. Like I said, his name is Tony Fili. He is the PA announcer for the Memphis Redbirds. And I don't know if you two are texting, but whatever. Because Shane and Matt are both laughing. But yes, and then afterwards, we had some pretty cool stuff to talk about. Some really sad news came out of the University of Maryland. What is that? We'll talk about that just shortly. The All-Star Games has been announced. How many Atlanta Braves are on there? We'll share that in just a few minutes. Really excited about that one too. Well, and as America has officially turned 250 years young, and it got me thinking some pretty amazing places that everyone has been to that has ties to the American Revolutionary War. Now, whether or not y'all have anyone in your ancestry who fought in the war, so I wanted to do something special. I wanted everybody to give me 3 locations that they've been to that played significant roles in the Revolutionary War. And if you had any relatives, shout them out too. Mine's pretty cool. Sports stories. Yes, this is the final 2 episodes of this segment. Matt is working diligently to get that new segment created. And then, as you all know, we have our favorite segment, the honorable mention, but we have you, the most interactive fans ever. So let's bring in our guest. His name is Tony. What's going on, man? How are you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are y'all?
Good, man. We seriously cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your schedule to come on. And I want to, first off, where I found Tony, y'all, I'm part of this group where it's public address announcers, and he was doing a throwback. And I was like, dude, this guy's voice is absolutely amazing. And so I texted Shane, and Shane's like, yes, let's get him on. So I definitely appreciate it. So let's dive right into it. This is kind of a 2-part question for you, Tony.
Okay.
What is a typical game day experience like for the Redbirds? And if possible, can you share with us some of the ways that the Redbirds are giving back to their community?
Yes. So normally a game day, you're called to get there an hour and a half before the opening pitch. So you go park downtown. You get to park really free. They give you a code, and then you walk up in there. You hit you call up to the front. They're like, who are you? You're like, I'm announcing the game. They open it. You go up there. Cool. When you go up there, as soon as you sit down, they have all of the papers for what you're going to read for that game, which these pages are normally like 10 to 15 pages. There tends to be over 100 announcements on there. You're not going to read all of them, but you are going to read at least 75% of them. Not only that, you have the rosters for both the teams, and then you have the layout for how all of the game day experience is going to happen. So I know exactly when the MC is going to hit. I know exactly when the games that happen in between the bottom of the second or in between or the middle of the second. I know when all that stuff is going to happen. So then, you get the rosters, you get the pronunciation guides. They don't always tell you. So you need to hear. It actually happened last week where there was a guy and it was Javy, and they didn't give me his name. I said Javi. His name was Javi.
Oh,
so yeah, that was kind of a rough one. But it is very much down to the exact second. So it'll say the first PA hit is at, let's say, 6:29 and 55, which is right before the gates open. As soon as that clock hits 55, you're expected to go right into your good evening, baseball fans. Welcome, that whole kind of thing. So it's very much down to the second. And A lot of things go wrong, more than you'll think. And we're up there frantically trying to fix it, but the fans never notice. So that's a good part about it. And then, the game happens, you write down everything, and it's pretty fun. I think the best part is probably being the mystery guy behind it. Even though I'm not really that mysterious, I do post it on social media. But, we give back to the community. We have a bunch of people that will show up to baseball stadiums. They'll show up to workplaces, and they'll just encourage people to come out, because a month ago or a couple weeks ago, we were battling against the city to try and renovate AutoZone Park, and the city did not want to do that. So we were trying to, spread the word to get people out to the ballpark so that the city could see that we do have a fan base. I would say the fan base is definitely more of people that just love our city more than anything. So, the numbers did go up, and the city did end up agreeing to renovate the park. But in general, there's normally a lot of giveaways that the Redbirds do. There are representatives that will go all around the city to, just talk to people and try and get them to spend a Friday, Saturday, or actually Wednesday through Sunday, spend a game out at the ballpark.
You're pretty young. Before I go, Shane, you're really young. Look,
Yes, sir.
Do you mind telling everybody how old you are?
I am 23 years old.
Oh my word! I double you up.
And I would like to add something else. I am a public address announcer for the Redbirds. I am not the. There are one. There are three that we have.
Nice.
Whoever's available, boom, 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 boom. We have three guys. One of them did radio for a really long time. He's in his 50s. There's another guy. I've actually never met him, but we do have another one. And then there's me. So, we normally get 1 to 2 games per, but we put it on a rotation, which is different from a lot of other teams. Some teams have like one announcer. He does all the games. We're not like that. We have multiple announcers that, we all put our different little twang into it, if you will.
Hey, nothing wrong with that one. As long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
I'm the one that posts about it, just because I'm young, so that already grasps people's attention. Like, wait, I thought only like old people do this. No.
Man, 23. Woo.
Yeah.
Young. I double you. I'm 42, so I'm up there. Shane, go ahead, man.
Yes, you are.
You know what, man? Hush.
Oh yeah, well, Tony, as Brandon said, we can't thank you enough for coming on with us tonight. My first question for you is, what got you interested in being a public address announcer? And with that, can you kind of let everybody know your journey and path to what led you here today with us?
Absolutely. This was one of the questions that I knew was going to be asked, because a lot of people will ask you, well, how do you even get into this in the first place? There is no other way to put it. This job chooses you, and you don't choose it. So I'll go all the way back. When I was a kid, I'm a huge Memphis Grizzlies fan, and I would watch, watch the games all the time. But for some reason, I was always drawn to the announcer, the guy that when they score or announces the people out there, it just creates this magical, electrical feeling. The old Grizzlies guy sounded like a monster truck rally when you were going to these games. And I was like, I want to be like that dude one day. In high school, I did some the news show for high school, but that didn't really work out for me that well. I ended up being done with it. High school shenanigans, you hear a bunch of chatter about it and you're like, I'm done. I'm not doing this. But after I graduated from high school, my dad got a job out at this baseball stadium. It is called USA Stadium. It's in Millington, Tennessee. And that is where a bunch of travel ball teams will come. It used to have the Perfect Game label. Now it is under Sports Academy Prep Baseball. and a bunch of travel ball teams will come out to the stadium. There are 9 fields at the complex, so it's huge every weekend. However, the main field that we have, USA Stadium 1, is where the Olympic team used to practice. So you have names of all the people that used to do it. I know Troy Glaus is a name that's up there that I've seen, but it's a very historic site. We have a public address announcer up there. And when I started at this job, I was originally working the ticket booth and like the concession stand. And I was walking past, and I'm telling you, this guy sounded like a turtle. He sounded like a frog trying to announce these people. I was like, who is this announcer over here? And he's like, oh, he's blah, blah, blah. He's horrible. I'm like, yeah, I hear that. Like 18 years old. I might have been 17, 18 probably. I was like, just, can I go up there and try this? And he's like, will you be better than him? I'm like, I'm 1,000,000% better. I'll be, better than him. So he's like, okay, we'll let you go up there with our main PA, and he'll teach you how to do this whole thing. So I went up there first day, and he's giving me all the ins and outs of what to do and what not to do. And this man basically shaped me into what I am. He was teaching me, how to go up and down on your inflections, when to send the announcement home, when to do all that. This man was a finalist for the Miami Marlins, and also was an announcer for the Redbirds at one point. Now he does like University of Memphis, all that stuff. As time went on, like it was more of just him putting my name out there and then them saying, hey, can you just send us a video of you announcing? And then, we'll see if we want to bring you in. So I would send it to him. And, in the beginning, a lot of them were just like, no, we'll pass, because I was young. I mean, your vocal cords are not developed and you sound like a little kid when you're up there. So no, they don't want to bring up a guy that sounds like a kid when he is a kid to go announce a college or professional game. I ended up moving to Knoxville. I took like a 1.5 year long hiatus. And this is funny. I took my tonsils out, and I had not announced a game since I had done that. I had reached out to a high school that I was working at that point, and I was like, hey, can I come announce a basketball game? They're like, sure. The person that announced theirs was just one of the teachers. It was a girl. And they just didn't like the way they're like, we need somebody up there with energy. I'm like, well, cool. So the first time I grabbed the microphone and I talked with how I used to, do an announcer voice, but this time I didn't have my tonsils in, everything just opened up. And I was like, oh, I'm like, well, actually, okay, I sound like something now. So, finished that whole season. And then last summer, I reached out to the Redbirds because my mentor straight up just gave me the info to this. He's like, hey, they're looking for a guy at the moment, so you should reach out to him. So I reached out to him. He's like, yeah, send me a demo reel. Use the videos of me announcing basketball at that high school, because I didn't want them to hear me old videos of me. I wanted them to hear new videos of me. And he was like, yeah, we'll bring you in. And last year it was just fill in when people weren't there. And this year it is you're announcing every homestand. So it's really just a blessing, and knowing the right people. And, part of it is talent and being, just naturally having the voice for it. But at the same time, I wouldn't have done this by myself. So it was definitely more than one person got me to this point.
Oh yeah. And it's funny you said that public address announcers kind of make or break it. My favorite PA announcer is the one that does it with the Pittsburgh Penguins. He shoots, he scores, you suck. And then they start yelling the name of the goalie that gave up the goal. And I'm like, oh, that's perfect. And the one here in Greenville, South Carolina for the Swamp Rabbits, he goes, he shoots, he scores. Like that's like, you have to have that little extra, extra zazz to it. And I love that. And that's what I was like, I need to have him on, because the way you do it, you flow perfectly with your tone. So I really enjoy that. And the fact that you're so young and you know how to use your voice like that, I love it. Matt, go ahead, man.
Yeah, Tony, like Brandon and Shane said, man, we appreciate you coming on the show today, man. My question for you is pretty much, what does your preparation look like before a Redbirds game, especially, with roster moves and player promotions happening so frequently in AAA baseball?
Can you repeat the last part of your question, please?
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I said, what's your preparation like, before a Redbirds game, especially with all the roster moves and player promotions happening so frequently in AAA baseball?
Got it. So in pro sports, there are people down there, people up there in the press box, and they are quite literally telling you exactly what's happening. So every time there's a batter up, let's just use, for example, Joshua Baez. He's probably going to get called up pretty soon to the Cardinals. He's been making a lot of noise, and they will straight up say, Joshua Baez up to bat. Well, I know what to do. New pitcher, number 51, da-da-da-da-da-da. And you do that. Every announcement that we make is in order. So if there is an announcement that's kind of off cue, like if there's a mound visit and we need to make an announcement, all the announcements are marked with a number. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down to like 115. And if they need something, they'll go, PA read 97. Read it. The preparation for it is really, you just read every announcement before the game. It's not just, the one thing I will say is that sports teams are not good about putting down commas and pause. So if you're not careful, you will get caught in a run-on sentence. And if you put it at the wrong time, if you put down like the end and the announcement done and the sentence isn't done, it's going to sound absolutely horrible. If you're like, let's just say so-and-so will deliver a treat at every family this season. Every time the Redbirds hit a home run, like that's bad. Then it just sounds like you didn't come prepared and all that. So mainly it's going in, putting down commas, putting periods. And then one thing that I do is I'll put little arrows as to when to ascend your tone and when to like ascend your tone to try and bring it up, to bring it all the way back down. Half of it is you want to use most of your talking voice, but there are some little elements that you need to put in. Like you can't just go overly flamboyant with how you're, talking and all that. So, yeah, I mean, it's really just reading the stuff. You have the pronunciation guide. It tells you how to say their names. If you don't know the name, I look at, the guy that has direct, contact info to all the commentating staff that travels with them and ask them, how do you say this name? But you still get caught sometimes, especially since it's minor league. And, but yeah, I mean, the preparation is mainly just, it's just reading over, putting down the pronunciation. And, if you come prepared, nothing will ever catch you off guard for real.
Boy, is that ever true. So, obviously there's been talks around the Major League Baseball that is most likely heading to yet another lockout like we had in 94. Do you believe it will affect the MILB level or maybe help it because the baseball world will still be going on now? The flashback, I remember in 94 during the strike, my mom took me and my sister to Fulton County Stadium as kids. And the G Braves, who used to be, now they're no longer the G Braves. They went to Mississippi and they became the Mississippi Braves. Now they're back in Georgia and Columbus. They're called the Columbus Clingstones. But we would go see the G Braves. They got to had the chance to experience what it was like to play in a big league baseball park. And I do remember, though, it did take a good long time for the fans to really trust the game again. It was able to be helped, though, with that home run chase between Sosa and McGuire. Do you think, though, that this impending strike could hurt all levels of baseball or just the major league level?
Honestly, I don't know. So this will kind of just be me talking. I think it would help. Not so much for, I think it would help certain cities. So like Nashville has really been itching for an MLB team. We've heard that on the market, and their fans show it. They show out for the Sounds every night. So for certain teams, yes. I think for teams that want a team, I think it would help, especially for a city like Memphis. We know that we're probably not going to get an MLB team, so it probably won't affect us too much. It'll probably have an indifference on us, but a team like Nashville or Charlotte, they would definitely be wanting, it would definitely help them out a lot.
Okay. Shane, go ahead, man.
Oh yeah, well, Tony, the Redbirds have had a great season so far, finishing off the International League first half as the winners. They 47-28 so far. So kind of congrats on that. Can you kind of tell our listeners and viewers out there kind of some of what are the great moments that you were able to witness and call for the Redbirds so far this first half, and what do you expect in the second half from the Redbirds?
Okay. Funny enough, I actually just graduated from college. So from March until our first homestand, which didn't happen until June, like the 7th, I was not there. I was still finishing out school. They were waiting for me to get back, and then they were going to bring me in. So it's kind of funny. I'm not really like the biggest baseball person. I love announcing, but I really am not that locked in on the game. Like in between batters, I'm reading what's happening. So I would say the big one, there was a game where we were playing the Nashville Sounds. It was one of the games that was going to decide if we, won the IL. And it was that series because I think 1 and 2 was Memphis and Nashville. So we had played, and I think it might have been 2 Grand Slams in a game. And there was always this call that, you do whenever you hit a homer, and that's a Lenny's long ball. Lenny's your favorite neighborhood sub shop. Well, I've heard the other, announcers do, and they're just like, that's a Lenny's long ball. And that kind of thing. I'm like, like if they hit a homer, like this kind of needs to be the sirens are going off. Like, come on, this is a moment that the fans, like they come here to see these kind of things. So, they hit the homer, and I, just totally go into like that's a Lenny's long ball, that whole kind of thing. And I had to do it like 3 or 4 times that night. Every time I was just sitting there going, oh, I need water. Hey,
those are good sandwiches, by the way. We love Lenny's. There's some pretty good food. They have them around my mom. I'm in Atlanta right now visiting my mother, and there's one not about 15 minutes down the road. Matt knows it. It's on Holcomb Bridge Road. Really, really good food, by the way. So that's pretty cool that you say that. Matt, go ahead, man.
Yeah. Can you just tell us what is the ultimate goal for your announcing career? And what do you have to do to get there?
The National Basketball Association.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
So you and Matt need to be talking regularly there, Tony.
That is my dream. Most people use minor leagues. All love to them. They do great, but a lot of people use the minor leagues kind of as a stepping stone to get to where we want to be. I want to end up as a PA announcer for an NBA team. I applied for the Miami Heat, did not get it. Fine, I'm young. But a lot of the PA business is just putting in the work, putting in the time, and, just working your way up. So I'm not expecting to be in an NBA arena by, next year or the year after that or the year after that. We're just going to keep taking it one step at a time. If there's a team, the Memphis Grizzlies. But any NBA team, if I end up as a public address announcer for an NBA team, I am happy. That is my end goal. That is where I want to end up. I know I'm young right now, but I'll be watching the games with my parents, and like during the conference finals and the finals, you would hear the public address announcers announcing the teams. And I would just look at my parents. I'm like, I'm not delusional, am I? Like, this is why I think I can be one. Like, I don't think I'm that am I delusional? And they're like, no, you're not delusional. And I'm like, okay. So any NBA team, but specifically the Grizzlies.
I know one college that you could talk to. University of Hawaii is looking for a public address announcer for all the sports.
I've seen that. However, I saw on the website that the auditions might have been in person.
Oh yeah,
well, I'll tell you what, man. Big Tigger, who's a radio personality, he used to host
Atlanta.
Way back in the day, BET's Rap City. He's the PA announcer for the Atlanta Hawks. He's in some trouble right now, man. So you might want to kind of, take a look at
it. Watch it, the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah,
I'm gonna take a look at Atlanta real quick, man.
If they and the Hawks are a team on the rise, so that wouldn't upset me either. I would go to any team. I don't care if Also,
the Hawks fan base will accept you too. Just as long as you do something similar to what our great Ryan Cameron did for Matt Happ, was like 15 years or something like that. With
whoever for 3.
That was Ryan Cameron, because he would always be like 4-3.
I'm definitely
now he does it for the Falcons when they kick a field goal, and he goes like, what Young Wuku for 3 is what he would do. So
yeah, unfortunately that is not me. Very grandiose. So it needs to be. I'm not this screeching high. Every announcer is different. Sometimes everyone wants to put their different take on it. My personal take, especially right now at a ballpark, is that since you're at a ballpark, you need to sound friendly and you need to sound welcoming. You don't need to sound like you're walking into the Grammys, or you don't need to sound like you're going to a monster truck rally. And you don't need to sound like you're at an NBA game. You need to sound like you're at a ballpark where the sun is shining, welcome. This whole just, nice, welcoming, friendly.
People hear the smile. People hear the smile.
Yeah, that's one of the things I've heard, is that I have a friendly tone. I'm like, perfect. That's exactly what I'm going for. As
we're talking to you right now, if I were to be listening on the radio, I could tell you're smiling just because how you're presenting yourself. People don't realize, you hear when other people smile. Obviously, you can hear when they're mad, that kind of stuff. So I was always taught in college, make sure you are always smiling because everybody can hear it. And it's true. I mean, I could be like a miserable person, but I'm smiling. So, that's the difference in there. So I love this. Real quick, Tony, before we let you go, could you maybe share with everybody where they can find you on social media? And then also, when is the next home series for the Redbirds?
Oh, funny. I don't know yet. I kind of just go whenever my phone goes off. Availability for this. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm here.
Nice.
Okay. So people can find me on social media at Tony_Fili_. And then on TikTok, y'all can find me at Tony.Filay, Filay. That is I put it that way because it pays homage to my gaming account that I do. I am a NBA 2K content creator.
Oh, nice.
I go by the name of Call Me Fillet. I also play.
You talk to Matt then. I'm sure Matt has probably played you, if I had to guess.
Have you played in 2K leagues for money?
I do, but I'm more a man guy. I'm more a man guy as well. Too,
okay. Yeah, there aren't many people that are beating me on the sticks on 2K. But Tony Fili, hold on, right there with an underscore in between the Y and the F, and then after the I, and then on TikTok, Tony.Filay.
Nice. Well, Tony, man, I really do appreciate it. I want to have you on again closer to the end of the season so we can kind of revisit how the team finished up the season. If you're done with that.
Sounds great.
Awesome, man. Well, here's what I want you to do. Go enjoy your evening. And please, seriously, thank you again for coming on. And I look forward to talking to you soon. Sound good? Of
course. I had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for having me.
Yes, sir. You take care. It. Always so cool to talk to another baseball person. And And just really thank you, Tony, indeed, for coming on our show. All right, so as you guys did hear, his name was Tony Fili. He is one of the PA announcers for your Memphis Redbirds. So make sure you check him out. All right, so let's get going on to the topics. Excuse me. This is a little bit of a sad news out of Maryland. Natalie Wills passed away recently. She was a big staple in the 2015 National Championship in women's lacrosse. And this is why it's even worse is she unfortunately lost her 4-year battle with breast cancer. 4 years is a long time to fight anything, especially with cancer. It was hard to actually read her obituary. I got a little emotional because so many things that lives that she has touched. It's just sad. And there was a bunch of people who attended her service. And then we now, guys, you know this, we have to do more to help end cancer. We got to find a cure for all cancers. Cancer sucks. It's the worst. But you know, what does this say though to everyone that the fact that she was so young? Cancer doesn't care about your age, weight, height, gender, anything. So what are some of your thoughts on this, Matt, and about this situation? And then how do you think we can get a hold on destroying this absolute awful disease?
Oh man, absolutely sad and tragic for her and her family. So young, so young. But as somebody who cancer has taken both parents, it's just one of those things, man, that you just always gotta prepare for it. If you do end up with it, hopefully you get caught early. So I'm gonna just tell all people to go get checked yearly, maybe every 6 months or something like that, if you can afford it. But so unfortunate thing, man. So it's such a tragic way to go, and such a loss for the family.
Well, and, it's with how popular women's sports are nowadays. Obviously, it's devastating when you see a formidable coach and member of a proven winning program unfortunately lose their battle. I don't know, Matt, if you remember an old family friend. Her name was Gay. She had multiple myeloma, and she had blood cancer, and unfortunately she passed. And that was a hard situation. My dad has chronic myeloid leukemia, and that's terminal. So it's sad. And we have a family friend. Her mom has multiple myeloma. She has kidney cancer, bone cancer, all of it. Cancer sucks, and it's hard. And I will say this to you all, okay? And we're not going to spend too much because it can get very emotional. But if you have any situations that arise and you need to have help paying for your medical bills and or possible getting latest breaking treatments, contact the Jimmy V Foundation. Jim Valvano, his SB speech is one of the most memorable speeches, and one of my favorite sayings is don't ever give up. Cancer can take my body, it can take my heart, but it cannot take my mind. I love it. That's one of the greatest quotes that he ever came up with, and during his SB speech. Stuart Scott said it really good. You didn't lose to cancer, you kicked cancer's bleep. Fill in the blank on that one. If you want to go back and watch Stuart Scott's SB Award, Arthur Ashe speech, really amazing. So we're definitely keeping her family in our thoughts and our prayers. All right, y'all. It is official. The All-Star ballot has been complete. 5 Atlanta Braves are going to Philadelphia for the All-Star game. Michael Harris II didn't get the votes needed, but he is next in line should something happen or one of the other players bow out. So then in theory, there could be 6 Atlanta Braves. Now let's go on the other side, though, the snubs. And I'm going to start with you, Shane. Why don't you give us some of the more notable snubs to this All-Star game?
Well, I can tell you that there's some, especially for the Braves. I can kind of go ahead and touch on the Michael Harris. Him being the first alternate and all that. It's with the seasons that he's had so far this year, doesn't make sense, especially in a national league that's they've got some great talent out there, but not a lot of depth at hitting in the outfield per se. So that's a big snub. Another snub I would say would be Dylan Lee. His ERA, what, a 1.6, and not being
It's the best of his
as
career.
yeah, and not being selected as a reliever. But we still got a little bit of time. Generally some players do take off. One thing that I can say though is looking at this American League roster, the athletics are well represented. And you really wouldn't say that for how many years. But man, it's great to see. I hate that the Samurai, the Southside Samurai, Okamoto is he's going to be out. Still going through his rehab and all, because it's been fun seeing him and Schwarber go off in the home run derby against each other. But definitely every player deserves to make the All-Star roster. It's just, man, some players have had great years, and some names that normally make it are not on the ballot.
I agree. Matt, you see that there was a lot of predominant players snubbed. Who were some of the snubs that you noticed?
Oh man, for starters, man, gotta go with Bryce Turing for Turing.
Hold up, Matt. Turn your volume down just a little bit on your mic. You're a little hot.
Oh man, I'm like not even nowhere near close to the mic.
Yeah, it was hot. It was a hot mic.
Okay. Well, anyways, Bryce Turing from the Brewers. He was getting consideration for starting at second base, but he was left off entirely. Brandon Lowe from the Pirates. I think he leads the National League second baseman in home runs, RBIs, and slugging percentage. Sonny Gray from the Red Sox. I thought he should have got in, or at least got a reserve spot. Nick Martinez from the Rays. Like Shane said, Michael Harris. Michael Harris was a crazy one. I thought he for sure was going to get in there. Those are kind of. I know there's more, but in every sport, there's always people that are left off, guys. You just got to celebrate the ones that are there.
Yeah, it's very true. And of course, there's no such thing as a perfect all-star ballot. Never has been, never will be. And if you want to sit there and say that, you're living under a rock. That ain't real. Everything looks very pretty on paper, yes, but they're not real. So, but shout out to everybody who did, in fact, get the nod to the All-Star. It's to show that you are bringing significant talent to the game. So we're really proud of you. And as you heard Shane and Matt both say, Tuesday's not here yet. Tuesday the 14th is not here yet. And which gives time for players to still bow out and replacements, alternates come in. So who knows? But the good thing for Atlanta Braves is after the tumultuous season they had last year, to come off the way they are, and they have 6 players going, that's good. So we're definitely cheering them on. We are proud and loud for them. All right, so this next topic, this is basically really because of what we just celebrated, which was America 250. America officially turned 250 years young. So it got me to think about some pretty amazing places that everyone has been to that has ties to the Revolutionary War, and whether or not y'all have anyone in your ancestry who fought in the war. Now, it's not just the Revolutionary War. You can use the Civil War, but maybe more in the War of 1812, those type of things. So here's what we're going to do. Everybody's going to give me 3 locations that you've been to that played significant roles in the war. And then if you have any relatives who fought in the Revolutionary War, the War of 1812, or the Civil War, so we can give them a shout out. So we're going to start with you, Shane. Give us your 3, and then if you had any relatives in the wars.
I can tell you I'm not too keen on family history that goes back that far. If I did, I'm sorry, but I could say off the top of my head, I do not know for sure. But there's a couple places that I have been that that definitely that played a part in the war, the Revolutionary War and in the Civil War, where I used to live in Sherrill, South Carolina. You had Old St. David's Church, which was used as a medical field hospital there during the Revolutionary War. But because Sherrill was the furthest inland that the ships could go and was a major port town uh, for the big ships back in those old days, and it was also the town itself was nicknamed the prettiest town in Dixie by General Sherman on his march to Atlanta. Came through there, didn't burn down the city, and actually stayed there.
Nice.
So definitely a lot of rich history.
Hey, real quick, we have
Yes.
somebody who wants to come say hey to you because he isn't a fan of yours. Ladies and gentlemen, this is his first time ever being on our show. My nephew, Jackson. Jackson, say hey.
Hi.
What's going
So-
on, bud?
Jackson is going to tell you real quick who his favorite player is in the World Cup.
Messi.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Shane said, "Oh yeah." So, um,
oh yeah. Just watch the honorable mentions. I got you.
yeah, he said just to watch the honorable mention, he'll shout out your boy Lionel Messi. But Jackson, he lives in San Francisco, California, with my sister. So he is visiting Grammy and us. So we wanted to see him, and he's been dying to see the show. So he wanted to come say hey. You want to say anything before you go?
Well, I love the show, and it's a very good show, and you guys work so hard in it.
Well, thank you, buddy. Give me a hug. I appreciate you, Bubba. I love you. And there he is. That is my nephew. Sorry. All right. So Shane, continue on what you're saying.
Oh yeah. So and then also being from Virginia.
Oh yeah, a lot of significance there.
Yes, I mean, you being able to go just on field trips and stuff like that, to visit that kind of stuff. Natural Bridge, on the way to Monticello, or and then you got Mount Vernon up there, birthplace of George Washington. It's just a lot of rich history up there in Virginia, dating back to that time. And then, of course, I've been to the Kings Mountain battlegrounds and stuff like that. We're very lucky to have a lot of rich history here embedded in places that are close by, and we can see, being on the East Coast and in the Southeast. It's a privilege to kind of be able and be around that type of history. And then, of course, Charleston. I've been
Cannot
out
skip
there
that
on
out.
the Battery and Fort Sumter and all that, for the Civil War kind of stuff. And so it's definitely great to see. Even when you're in Charleston, you can get on a real naval ship and submarine.
You can go to where the slave market is too and see that too.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of history around, and me being a big history kind of guy, to watch and learn on my spare time. It's great to have that, and especially with the 250th anniversary, everything kind of tying everything back together. It's definitely a great time.
Oh yeah. So my claim to the Revolutionary War, my seventh removed great grandpa, Mr. Benjamin Rush, signed the Declaration of Independence for Philadelphia. So I'm related to somebody who signed the Declaration. You can go back, you can actually look it up there. It says Benjamin Rush. So yeah, I'm related to him. But then the three areas that I've been to that has significant importance in the wars. Boy, I've been to where they did the Battle of Cowpens, which is up here in South Carolina, and it's a real place. That's actually, in theory, that's the place that the war was basically won, was because of Cowpens. Then Matt knows this place very well, Kennesaw National Battlefield. Been there, and then I got to visit Chickamauga Battlefield, and that is definitely a very somber location because of so many who did die there. Place I would like to go visit though would definitely be Gettysburg, just because of the rich history, and I've heard a lot of paranormal stories, and I'm a big paranormal dork, so I like to watch that kind of stuff. Matt, give us yours.
You Brandon, you know what my ancestors were doing during that war, Brandon.
Yeah, did fight. George Washington did say, if you represented the Continental Army.
So yeah, so my ancestors were fighting a different fight at that time.
Yeah.
So if you wanna get technical about it. So we were fighting a different fight at that time. No, I don't have any relatives that were in that particular war, and I haven't really been to any of the battlefields. I don't really count Kennesaw. I'm usually all the way down to Kennesaw.
You've never been to any of the battlefields?
Absolutely not.
Wow.
Absolutely not, man. Well,
You've been deprived as a child, Matt.
I've been deprived as a child.
Yeah. A lot of good history to learn there. It really is.
History to learn. What about what did he say? The 400 years of oppression.
All right, Key and Peele. People who are in the chat, I know the chat is pretty quiet tonight. Doesn't matter. We still have a good bit of people watching too. Let us know your three, and if you had any relatives in the Revolutionary War. Greatly appreciate it. All right, now it's time for the sports story segment. It is the final 2 episodes of this segment. Shane, give us your sports story, please.
Okay, well, my sports story this evening is going to be titled "Rolling Back to the NFL." News dropped yesterday that former NFL safety and Florida State great Myron Rolle is coming back to the NFL. After Myron's stint in football ended in 2012, he went back to school. He was a Rhodes Scholar at Florida State, which is where he went back to school. Went to medical school at that and became a pediatric neurosurgeon. So it was announced yesterday that he is signing with the NFL Players Association as a strategic advisor. So he'll kind of be overseeing things, given his strategic leadership and all in the field of neuroscience and stuff. It's going to be a focus on the player health, of course, brain cognitivity, which is a major thing now that we see with, everything going on with current and former players. And then also, be there preventative care for the active players that are there. So, it's a big safety hike, but it's great to have a former player in that role that can kind of understand the game and the way that it's played, and some of these hits that the guys can explain to doctors on what it feels like and what happens when you do it, but unless you've actually played it and gone through it, you don't really have that true understanding. So definitely great to see. He came out and said that this sport's been has given his family joy, discipline, and community. So he felt when this opportunity was presented to him, he was honored to take over this role, and it's going to be great to see what they can formulate here in the future with player safety.
I like it. All right, Matt is close to leaving, so we do everybody's favorite segment, honorable mentions. My first honorable mention goes out to the following: Joey Chestnut, Mickey Sudo, and Eric, quote, Bad lands, end quote, Booker. Why? Well, Joey Chestnut won his 18th hot dog eating contest by eating 60, that's gross too, 67 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Pseudo for downing 38 hot dogs in 10 minutes. And Booker for drinking a gallon of, this was weird, lemonade in 21 seconds. First off, I watched it and that was all nasty. Made me not want to have any hot dogs. So, yeah.
I didn't know Joey Chestnut was still doing this.
Yes, I didn't know that
crazy.
this was his 24th time entering, and he's won
crazy.
18 of them. Yeah.
Wow.
So, all right, Shane. Actually, we're gonna do Matt. Matt, give us your quick first honorable mention, please.
Yeah, man. This one was gonna be my sports story, but gotta go with the Falcons. They are officially refusing to give up on Kyle Pitts. They signed Kyle Pitts to a 3-year, $54 million. Oh man, I had a great title for this one too. The title for this one, Brandon, was "Faith in a Unicorn." No, "Faith in a Dead Unicorn." But the Falcons, they're paying Kyle Pitts, man, 3-year, $54 million on the contract that includes $36 million guaranteed. The new agreement replaces the franchise tag and keeps Kyle Pitts as a major part of the Falcons offense. He had his best year since his first year last season.
Stefanski better be using him really well.
He
loves tight ends.
That's one thing about Stefanski. He's going to use 2 tight ends all the time.
He loves tight ends, and
that's usually the first read. First read is usually the tight ends in his offense. But you look at what they paid Drake London, man, who got about 200 and something million, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it was an insane deal,
a crazy deal. So Falcons, they're doing what the Falcons do. They not overpay, but they crazy pay on offense and hope that the young defense can just get by. Shout out to Kyle Pitts for getting his new deal to stay in Atlanta.
Shane, give us your first honorable mention, please.
My first honorable mention is going to go out to the Big 12 and Monster Energy. They announced a multi-year deal to be the sponsor of the league. All Big 12 teams will have jersey patches and on-field logos repping the Monster brand. So I'm not sure about the dollar amount or the number of years yet, but congratulations on that. And could we see more conferences go this same route?
I mean, anything's possible, so we'll see. As you did see, guys, Matt has left. His computer unfortunately died. My second honorable mention goes out to the Oklahoma City Sparks of the AUSL, which, in case you don't know, is the Athletic Unlimited Softball League. They were on a 5-game losing streak. They beat the Carolina Blaze the other day, and they won again. With Maya Brady returning. And yes, Maya Brady, folks, it has been proven. She's even confirmed it. That's Tom Brady's niece. So could Oklahoma City finish up strong and actually knock Chicago out of the playoffs? We'll see. Shane, give us your next honorable mention, please.
My next honorable mention is going to go out to Argentina and Lionel Messi, as I alluded to earlier. They had a miraculous comeback today against Egypt. We're down 2-0 with only about 15 minutes to go in the match. Came back and won 3-2. Lionel Messi scored the equalizing goal in, I think, the 83rd minute. This making it his 8th goal of this World Cup, giving him a 1-goal lead now for the Golden Boot. So congratulations.
What about Egypt's coach having to be restrained?
Well, it was a pretty emotional last 15 minutes. I can tell you that much. But many people watched it, including the GOAT and in the NFL, as you mentioned, Maya Brady. We're talking about Tom Brady. He even let out a little thing, and I hate Matt's not here for this one, but
if you say Bronny James.
Said, no. Tom Brady tweeted out and said after the game, he said, "Yeah, so that might top 28-3."
That's my sad attempt at laugh.
Well,
Okay.
there you go. It was a great game to watch, and Argentina will be taking on Switzerland now
Not to
in the
mention, I
quarters.
actually, so Cassie and I went and had lunch with a family friend, and I said, I hope Jackson's not upset. She's like, why? And I go, because they're down 2-0. It's like 77th minute going on. She's like, oh, he's gonna be sad. And so we order our food and sit down, and our food gets delivered, and the game's tied. I'm like, holy moly, what? And then I'm watching it, and they're going to extra stoppage time. And then they had that they scored the goal, Argentina did, and then that elongated period where they were just like the whole Egyptian staff was ready to fight. It was just interesting and great comeback. I mean, to come back being down 2 goals and you have 15 minutes of time, regulation time plus the 5 minutes of stoppage. So you're about 20 minutes left of your potential World Cup career, and they did it. Yeah, good. Good one.
Shout out to this World Cup
It's a
period.
lot of
Uh,
fun.
I mean, I was watching the Colombia Switzerland matchup, and there's been 6 games already go into extra time. Well, 7 now with this one, and 4 of them went to PKs. Definitely a great, competitive World Cup going on right now.
I agree wholeheartedly. My third honorable mention goes out to EA Sports for what they are about to do. And this was confirmed that they are, as you guys know, College Football 27 just came out. Thank goodness. Now I know I'm getting a copy. I was going to add Matt if he was getting a copy, but Matt's not there. Darn.
Well, you ought to see some of those player likenesses.
Absolutely saw that one. Too, Shane. EA Sports has also announced EA Sports that they are going to be bringing back the NCAA basketball game. Both men's and women's will be able to be played on that platform. They're bringing back an NCAA college hockey. I don't know if you remember. It was like it stopped in the close to the mid 2000s, right before the 2010s. Was really cool. And then this was announced this past week that EA Sports has confirmed they are making an NCAA Women's College World Series game where you play the entire season of softball plus try to get your team into the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City and win the whole thing. I don't know about you, Shane, but I'm down to get all those games just to see how they are. What do you think?
Oh yeah, well, EA Sports is the leader in sports video games, and they've got the money to do it. We're just waiting on it, and I think it won't be long.
I'm excited. I'm definitely excited that they're putting all these games out, and it's like, hurry up and get here. Even Cassie said she would play that Women's College World Series, but there's also rumors that the AUSL is getting together with EA Sports about potentially making an AUSL game. Remember, I don't know if you remember this years ago, Shane, Arena Football got with EA Sports and they made EA Sports Arena Football, and you actually got to play the Arena Football. That's sort of what they're doing, but it's really cool that they are going to be bringing these games into existence. I mean, anybody can really make a game nowadays at much anything, but it'll be good. And I think with the land of the popularity, I can see a WNBA basketball game coming soon too. So it maybe already is. I just didn't see the ones that I saw. What is your next honorable mention, Shane?
Well, my third honorable mention is going to go out. Well, it's an honorable mention and a dishonorable mention, kind of in the same sentence. The honorable part of it is going to go to Yuri Perez, the Miami Marlins pitcher. Had a perfect game going through 7 innings, 8 strikeouts. Was the 4th time this year that he hasn't allowed a walk in his outing. I believe he was up to about 92 pitches. And now comes the dishonorable part.
Oh, boy.
The Marlins pulled him.
Yes.
After 7 innings.
Bonehead thing to do.
And a perfect game going on. The perfect games are once in a lifetime opportunities. And barring any kind of injury risk. I mean, I understand that these managers and clubs are trying to protect the players, but man, you have a perfect game, a once in a
You know what I think?
lifetime type of opportunity,
I
and they're
think
going
they
to
were.
pull
I
them.
think the Florida Marlins are allergic to being good.
Well, and here's a perfect example of it. It was an away game at the A's, and the A's crowd completely booed McCullough as he took him out. I mean, when he didn't come back out, they booed, and they ended up squandering an 8-run lead almost, and had to win the game 9-8.
It is, yeah,
So
athletics though.
well, it's athletics, but the Athletics are not a bad team this year.
No, they're not.
They've got
They
some
definitely are
things
bad
going.
because they're out of the Oakland Coliseum. They
Yeah.
found that they cared.
But definitely, shout out to Perez for one heck of a game that he pitched. Although not seeing it all the way through, still puts a ting in my side, I guess you could say.
Oh, absolutely, amen. My fourth and final honorable mention goes out to Josh Gates and his entire crew at Expedition Unknown and the U.S. military for helping find one of the worst hell ships ever. Back then, what hell ships was they were made by the Japanese, and they were traveling POW camps, and they would go through the sail on the ocean in intentional areas that they would get bombed by Allied forces. So this one was called the Haruko Maru. And this is where it gets really sad to hear. There were 1,200 POWs on this boat at the time it was attacked, and a torpedo split it in half and it sunk in 3 minutes flat. But here is where so back then, Shane, you know this too. They engraved their names in the boots, or just so in case they got blown up, you still knew who they were because they didn't get to have the dog tags. So this kid, and it's a kid, was 17 years old. Josh Gates found the boot of him, and it says USA, and then he sees the name, and it's like a world of sadness came over, and I got really emotional. I was like, my gosh. And they said that the only thing that he got to see and military wise was being captured and then being blown up. I'm like, God, 17 years old, didn't graduate high school. He ran away and enrolled in the army, and he unfortunately died. So the reason, like I said, though, shouting out to Josh Gates and the entire U.S. military Coast Guard for finding the Hafuku Maru. And now they have the plaque is almost complete for all the hell ships that were in the Philippines that they're still looking for. So Shane, give us your last honorable mention.
Oh yeah, well, I watched that episode. You know me.
Yeah, buddy.
You know me and Josh Gates and that Expedition Unknown.
But didn't it get you when he found that boot?
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a pretty touching story. Now I can tell you he's been at it a long time, and the theatrics are high.
Yes, but he did. You can definitely tell he was crying because we all thought the same thing.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, and it's it's one of those things that you're looking for, and when you find it, you come to
wish you'd never found it.
Yeah, you come to the realization of what it actually means.
Yep.
But my final honorable mention is going to go out to Amir Khan, the 2025 men's basketball viral student manager from McNeese State.
With the arm?
With the radio and all.
Yeah.
He is going back to meet up with his former coach at McNeese State, Mr. Will Wade, and the coaching staff at LSU. He did go with Will Wade last year to NC State, but decided to return to McNeese State to finish out his degree there. Will be a student manager there, so at LSU. But man, with what he did with McNeese State, I mean, brought in, a lot of like corporate sponsorship and everything else. Buffalo Wild Wings being a big one, and then I mean, he's got 20 NIL deals alone. So shout out to Amir Khan. What do they call him? Amir Aura Khan is what they called him and stuff like that. In that what was it, second round that McNeese was Cinderella to.
Yep.
So was definitely great to see him team back up with Will Wade. Although Will Wade is in that LSU with what they've done. I mean, you just fired the guy not so many years ago, and now he's back. But maybe they'll learn a lesson one day.
You know what that reminds me of, Shane? And you're gonna I think you're gonna laugh at this too. That that whole saying, "Don't touch the stove and it'll burn your hand" and stuff. And everybody says it's always better the second time around, and 100 out of 100 times it's not. So when they tell you don't touch the hot stove, the grass is definitely not always greener on the other side. So
it might be greener, but they might use a lot of different fertilizer.
Oh my word. You know what? And by the way, let's give a special shout out, Shane. Let's do it right now. Special shout out to the New York Mets for about blowing your big lead again. Oh, Shane, I was talking to my buddy Marco. He's a diehard New York Mets fan. And I said, ouch. And he goes, wasn't this the Braves last year? And I said, no, it was Braves were a part of the perfect storm. And he goes, what's that? And I go, anything that could happen can, and it did happen, and it continued to happen. He goes, what do you mean? And I go, at one point of the season, everybody that was a starter starting on the rotation and the starting lineup were all out at the same time. So everybody got hurt. So the MVP last year was the injury bug. But I was like, dude, you guys are bad. And he's like, yeah, we are. What did you think about that, though? That the fact that they were that close, Shane, to blowing a 10-2 game and losing the game.
Well, if we wouldn't have blown a 5-2 game, we would have been out of there with Baldwin's grand slam. But anyway, I digress. But no, I mean, we've seen it a bunch this year with the Mets already. So it's nothing new and nothing not expected, especially with their history. But with what the Braves have been through, I think there were only two teams with worse records than them in the month of June. With what they've been through, something's got to turn around. Or
I think it's turning around.
The Philly, well, it's not turning around so far tonight either.
Yeah, we're losing them 10-2 to the Pirates.
Yeah.
But the Pirates are not that bad. The Pirates are not that bad. They're bad, but they ain't that bad.
Well, they're fighting not to lose a 10th straight game that he pitches in. Mm-hmm. So that's another thing. But eventually something's got to come around for the Braves, and if not, those hammering home run Phillies are going to sweep in there and take over first place if we're not careful.
Oh, I hope not. John just said this. Speaking of the Mets, they were up 9-0, and now we're only up 9-7. See, yep, the Mets, they know how to blow everything imaginable, and I'm not just talking about baseball. Anyway, this is actually a really good episode, y'all. We had a lot of fun, and it's always good to spend the 90 minutes with you all. You all are our best friends, so we really do appreciate it. So I want to let you guys know our website is moving right along. It's actually almost done. You're going to be able to see sports reporting stories all over. You are going to see write-ups about, stories about recaps for the games that we cover. We're going to be covering a lot, including professional, AA, single A, triple A, all of it. We're going to be covering a lot, so don't you worry. And then we have 2 new members. Now, I promise you this is it. This is all done. So our members for our talk show team are myself, Shane Owen, Matt Thomas, Ben Willis. They are our whole thing. Shane is the director. He's also the general manager of the show. Matt is the producer. he's also he's kind of like the designer as well. So he designs everything we do. Ben is our newest member, but he is our statistician and Shane's cousin. And Shane will also tell you he knows sports like you would never imagine. He is amazing. We absolutely thoroughly enjoy him. So that's our team. But then here is our website team. It is me as chief editor, and Mark Livingston is also our chief editor. He's more of the chief than I am because he's going to be monitoring the website regularly. Then we have our sports reporter, Anthony McCulley, who is based in Madison, Wisconsin. Then we have my good friends, Cole and Jordan. Cole Braben and Jordan Lewis both have their own talk show called Flag on the Take. So they're still going to be doing Flag on the Take, but they're just going to be a sports reporter for the website. So really pleased to have them on. Make sure you guys go follow them as well. Flag on the Take look under the Flag on the Take on YouTube. That's where you'll find them. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, wherever else you follow your socials, you'll find them there. Really good guys. And then the last two new members, they're going to be doing our little series that we do about historically Black colleges and universities. Really excited about this one. They are one guy named Brandon. He goes by Deuce, and the other guy is Michael. And, they run together with two other guys, Adam and Ben, and Inside the Locker Room. Really, really good guys. So you'll catch some of their work on our network as well. We're gonna have a store in there for you to buy your merchandise, which got a lot of good deals. They're gonna show up on there, I promise you. And a list of all of our sponsors. And if you are interested in becoming a sponsor, send me a message. Brandon Keeler on radio at gmail.com. We have really, really affordable rates. I thought I had the binder on here still, but I do not. But we have really good rates. Just send me an email. Hey, interested in sponsoring, and I will reach back out to you. And you can, Shane, give everybody your email so they can reach out to you about that as well.
Yeah, it's going to be s.owen. That's OWEN, like it's spelled down there on the side. 1240 at gmail.com. And then, if you guys got any questions, you can reach out on all the socials that I have and stuff like that. Shane Owens, basically kind of how it goes, I guess, or Uncle Poop Sports. All the aliases, I guess.
Yes,
but,
and you can find Matt on there
out.
too.
Yeah, just reach out and we'll get in touch somehow.
That's right. You can reach out to Matt. He goes by Matt Thomas, Matty D Thomas on Twitter. I don't call it X, so I call it Twitter. That's what it's always going to be. Matt Can Fly on Instagram, and find him on here anywhere. And same with Ben. Ben Willis is his handle. Really good guy. So that's how you can find us. But if you have and even if you have a story idea that you want us to talk about, send us a message anywhere. If you even see us on Facebook, send us a message. One of us is going to talk, and we will do our research. And who knows, maybe you'll win a little prize pack if you get the best one out there. So, and if you're interested in becoming a sponsor of this best and greatest sports talk show ever, like I said, send me a message, Brandon Keeler on radio at gmail.com, and I will and on any of our socials, and I will send you the pricing sheets. We have two pricing sheets, very affordable, very competitive. And this will not only ensure that we are going to continue to grow the show, but it helps ensure that the network is going to continue to grow. It's mainly for us to build marketing more. So we can do that with your help. You guys deserve the A+ content that we provide you. And we want to continue doing that. If you can also share this with your friends, family. Hey, I got this cool sports talk show I want you to check out. Go subscribe and help us grow. Because Shane and I, we would like to be at 15,000. I would like to say by Thanksgiving, but Shane would say the end of the year, I would like to try for 20,000 subscribers. What do you think, Shane?
I think that I definitely just appreciate everybody so far. goals we set are meant to be met and broken. With hard work, dedication, and the support of everybody out there. So we'll only see. God's put us on a path, and we enjoy it right now, and I look forward to it in the future for sure. Whatever comes of it, it is what it is. But hopefully we can meet and reach and exceed all of those goals plus some.
Absolutely. And we can do it with your help. So like I said, just share with everybody. Hey, I found this really cool sports talk show and you can check them out. It's the Sportz Nutz, and hit subscribe. And if you get give us the most subscribers, then we could maybe send you a prize pack. Stay tuned. Speaking of upcoming episodes, will be this Friday, be episode 245. Tony Boy, our Tony guy's back. Tony Gladstone is back with his Tony Knows Ball series. Really excited to have him. We always have a good time with him, And I want to see if I can get Tony to quote the Sandlot skit. You know what I'm talking about, don't you, Shane?
Mm-hmm.
Episode 246 will be Tuesday, July 14th. Jason McIlling, or J-Mac as he goes by, is going to join the show to talk about his journey. And I want you all to know this is a journey of heroism, of determination, faith being questioned, and faith in general, and never giving up and having the heart of a warrior. I promise you're going to want to enjoy this show. You're going to want to talk to us on that episode. Then on episode 247 will be Friday, July the 17th. My buddy Greg, he is the founder of Scout Signal. He's going to join the show. He is going to share his journey into sports and what he is actually creating for recruits, as well as something he is considering adding for us. And then we have episode 248, Tuesday, July 21st. Tony's back. Yes, he's back. 249, Friday, July 24th. Marcus McCullum is returning. We are very excited about that one. And then on episode 250, I had to switch these. Marcus was going to be on that date. Nope. Tony will be there on Tuesday, July 28th. So with that being said, for everybody who's tuned into this wonderful show this evening, we thank you so much. Who has listened live on the radio, we thank you again so very much. We'll be back with you again on Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, like we always are. And if you guys could do us a real big favor, if you have not yet, go hit subscribe on our YouTube channel at the Sportz Nutz 176. Help us get that goal that we have obtained time and time again. But right now we're looking for 15,000. We're at 12,177. So let's get there, guys. All right, Shane, it's time. All good things have to come to an end, man. But quickly let everybody know your final goodbyes, please, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody watch out as we've been on tonight. I'm sure everybody's seen big news out of the NBA coming down. So just go check that out. As always love the love and support that you give us out there. So definitely keep watching, keep following, commenting, liking, subscribing, all that good stuff. And may the good Lord bless you. Peace, love, and bacon grease.
It cracks me up. You told me I still get baffled why you say peace, love, and bacon grease. But I dig it. I dig it. As you guys know, I always tell you, peace up, A-Town down. Why it's the greatest sports city there ever was. Hey, you guys have a fantastic week. Have a great evening. Make sure that you guys stay hydrated because it is going to be hot and it's going to be miserable. As our good friend Matt would like to tell you, don't get flagged on the game of life. And Ben tells you we appreciate all of you. We really do. Enjoy this great outro that Matt has created for us. And as always, goodbye.